Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful scenes, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the other side of the corner. Welcome to your latest Chelsea transfer news. It's official. It's official. I'm buzzing. I'm actually buzzing. Look, I've always thought Liam Delap was a quality player. Never the finished product, but always a quality player. Still got a lot of room to develop. Of course, he's not the finished product, but there's a lot to like about him. His skill set, there's heaps there to work on and develop him into a monster. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is official. Literally dropped about an hour ago. Chelsea official X page, Chelsea official websites, everywhere now. This is announced. It's official. Liam Delap, ladies and gentlemen, is a Chelsea player, and I can't wait to see him represent us in the Club World Cup. And this now gives us a very good boost moving into the Club World Cup. I feel like he can kick on from the season that he just had with Ipswich and really take it to the next level with us at Chelsea Football Club. And I hope players like Cole Palmer, players like Enzo Fernandez, players like many others, they find joy playing with him. I expect him to start ahead of Nicholas Jackson. I really do. And there is still massive, massive conversations that we're going to go for another striker. I'm going to go deep into the conversations of Mike Maignan as well. Maignan, we're going to get into all the shenanigans that's happening. But, where does it leave Jackson down the track? We'll see. The words that's being briefed out is that we're going to keep all of them. We're going to keep all of them. Apparently, we want all different kinds of strikers. I don't know how that's actually possible. Now, before we delve deeper into the whole Liam Delap situation and what he said, his initial words, ladies and gentlemen, give this channel a subscription. Lots of different content going out there. Ms. TV Total Football, as you can see there. Subscribe to it. Latest video that's out there is the crazy viral video that's out of Paul Scholes disrespecting Caicedo, where Ishan and we talk about it. Do give that a watch and give that channel a subscription. You're definitely going to enjoy, as you can see, whole heap of different other content. Majority of the time, it's not going to be Chelsea there because the whole idea of having that channel was to talk about other clubs, as you can see. So give that a watch. Now, coming back to the news of Liam Delap, this is what he had to say, ladies and gentlemen. Growing up watching this club, I understand the stature of it and how incredible it has been over the years. I wanted to come here to win trophies. When I spoke to the club, everyone wanted to get back to the very top, and they have the quality and the players to do that. The hunger and the desire to keep adding trophies to take the club back to where it belongs. That is the main objective. Fantastic. I love it. And look, he's obviously said all the right things. I feel like I'm still going to maintain the fact that it would have been nice to add an experienced striker next to him so he just keeps developing and not all the pressure is on him. Next season, I want to compete for the Premier League. I want to compete for the Champions League. Is Delap ready to lead the line and compete at that highest level? I think that pressure is unnecessary. I really do think that pressure is unnecessary. But taking that aside, this is great business. It really is. 30 million release clause, so much to work with this player. And he's going to be an England international for many years to come. I mean, there's something about him. They call him the baby Costa. So hopefully he lives up to that and we can kick on. Now, let's move on to the next stories, ladies and gentlemen. Mike Maignan. What is going on? I have to say, Fabrizio Romano, he's done a bit of a stuff-up job here. He's come out yesterday saying that 60% chance we're going to get Mike Maignan. Then he's also said Chelsea are quite happy with all 4 GKs that we have. So we've got Kepa, we've got Sanchez, we've got Jorgensen, we've got Mike Penders. And then he's also said Maresca apparently wants another goalkeeper. He's pretty much said everything and covered every base. And ultimately, it's not really saying much. You've covered all the avenues. You're not really saying anything. So look, the bottom line is, ladies and gentlemen, Chelsea see it as an opportunity. I don't really know whether we dislike our goalkeepers, whether we are really in for a goalkeeper because we dislike it. I don't know all of those nitty gritty because many people are saying many different things. The briefings say that we love our goalkeepers. Some briefings say, no, we're looking for a new goalkeeper. So I don't know what's true out there. If you were to ask me, how can you be in love with the goalkeepers that we have? They're absolute shambolic. When a goalkeeper of Mike Maignan's stature come about, you dive into it. He is a top goalkeeper. There's no two ways about that. Now, we are valuing Mike Maignan at £8.5 million, and that I feel like is a bit of an insult to AC Milan, to Mike Maignan. Now, a lot of people will say, Miz, what about when AC Milan values our player? I get it. I understand. And maybe this is a negotiation tactic. Maignan has 1 year left. And I guess the idea that we want to give is AC Milan don't have European football, we do. Maignan has 1 year left and seems like player doesn't want to sign a contract extension over there, so there's leverage for us. And we've got 4 goalkeepers, so we're not in a rush. So it's a strange situation. I don't know exactly how to explain this. All I'll say is 8.5 million valuation is mad. So let's go through the news. Chelsea don't see 20 to 25 million pounds as a number they want to pay for Mike Maignan. They're starting low, and if they can meet in the middle or get close to their 8.5 valuation, then great. If not, then there's no drama. I don't get it. Or is it a PR policy? Simply to state that, you know what, Chelsea fans, we went for a top goalkeeper. We tried our best and we never got him. Apparently, we're going to wait till Monday. That's the situation at the moment. We're waiting. The talks are going on with Mike Maignan and AC Milan, and we're going to wait till Monday for a resolution. If there's no resolution, then we're going to move on. I get it. 20 to 25 million, that's the asking price for AC Milan. But come on, man. Maybe meet around the 15 million mark. We go out there, we spend so much money on kids. We've seen the level of money we spend on kids. We are haggling over 8.5 million, 10 million, 15 million. I understand, negotiate. You don't need to bend over backwards. We've got the leverage here. I get that. But don't negotiate so much so that you put the clubs off and other clubs come in and swoop in and do the business. There's a classic video of Said going around where he was trying to do a negotiation with Mbappe, and he said a ridiculous valuation, and they walked off, and Said was saying, yo, man, where are you going? Hey, we're negotiating. It feels like that. We don't want to get into that situation. But my problem here is Chelsea fans, yesterday when we heard about the 25 million, they were up in arms and up in joy, dancing around. Wow, what a bargain. And then today, that same bargain is not a bargain anymore. Now negotiation tactics. Yeah, let's drive it down a little bit. Like, look, do you want the goalkeeper or you don't want the goalkeeper? I think that is the number one question. Are we happy with what we have, or are we not happy with what we have? Sorry, I even missed out on Petrovic. The 4 goalkeepers, forget about Kepa. That the other one is Petrovic. So look, I'm not happy with what we have in terms of the goalkeeping options. I would have loved to go on for someone like Mike Maignan, but I'm not really sure. I'm not sure where this is going anymore. I'm really not sure. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts. Direct meeting tomorrow between AC Milan and Chelsea for Mike Maignan. So it may still happen. It may still happen. So watch this space. As I said, I don't mind negotiations, but don't negotiate so much so where you put the seller off, you put them off, and they walk away. Now, next up, ladies and gentlemen, Hugo Ekitike. This is still hot. I think we're definitely going for him. We want him to join Liam Delap. We want him to join in Club World Cup. He's also not participating in France under 21 Euros, but not because of Chelsea, or maybe there might be a little bit of cause due to the Chelsea news, but also because he's harnessing some sort of a back injury or something like that. Overall, look, he doesn't have huge injury concerns, but maybe this is just a bit of a smokescreen. But this is the latest, ladies and gentlemen. Chelsea had a direct contact with Frankfurt for Hugo Ekitike in the last 48 hours and were told 100 million euros. 100 million euros is just, that's not the price. No way. Chelsea believe he would be the perfect addition to the squad and are still there. Let's see if they can include some players or the price drop. So I'm hearing about this player situation. We want to give Frankfurt some players from Strasbourg. Now, whether that is something that Frankfurt might fancy, I don't know. We are also trying to reduce that 100 million. There's no way. I still think somewhere around 60 million is probably the highest amount that you want to pay, 60 million pounds. And even that is probably too hefty. The bottom line is personal terms is pretty much agreed verbally. Obviously, officially still needs to happen, but verbally, there's no issues around that. Ekitike is not on huge wages. He'll fit within our wage structure. His age is good. It's that transfer fee that is the biggest obstacle at the moment. We shall see what happens if the transfer fee drops, or do we add a player to make it drop? That is the latest. We're not going to get experience, and I've accepted that. I'm happy to go with Ekitike and Delap now. I'm just concerned: are they going to be good enough to compete for the Premier League and UCL titles? Probably not. And we should be competing now. Enough with the top four business, this, that, the other. We really should be competing. But it gives me a good feeling that Delap and Ekitike, two really, really good strikers to work with. And hopefully they develop and kick on even more this season, because they've had a good season last season. Confirmed by that particular source, Cyril Olives. This is what he said. Let's have a look at this. Reports suggest that both Chelsea and Liverpool are looking to include players in the deal for Hugo Ekitike. Frankfurt, on the other side, wants Delane Bakwa, a 22-year-old Strasbourg right winger, in exchange from Chelsea. So watch this space, man. Bakwa, a very good player for Strasbourg. So I don't know if Chelsea Football Club want to get rid of, Bluco wants to get rid of Bakwa, but maybe that might be the dangling carrot, do you know what I mean, for Hugo Ekitike, Frankfurt, basically. If this rumor turns out to be true, it will annoy me. This is Bluco saying he really rates Bakwa, but ultimately, look, Strasbourg, I feel sorry for them, of course. Their club is being used as a mechanism to acquire and find the acquisition of our players for Chelsea Football Club. I'm pretty sure Strasbourg wouldn't appreciate that. Strasbourg, they're in Conference League, and I'm sure they'd be looking to win that. Bakwa is a very, very important player for them. So watch this space. Let's see what happens with Hugo Ekitike. Now, a little bit more news in regards to Ekitike. Eintracht Frankfurt are still demanding 100 million, and it remains to be seen if Chelsea will agree a fee coming from Pletigo. Look, if the fee cannot be dropped down, there will be no deal. And then I guess Delap and Jackson are it for us next season. And then maybe we go for a winger that brings in goals and assists. So we'll see. Jamie Gitten's name is still being thrown around. One name that is a massive surprise. It's not been reported by any top sources, but it's coming from West Ham sources, and it's apparently true. Latest, West Ham have confirmed that Chelsea have made an official approach with a cash plus player offer for Mohammed Kudus. However, none of the players interest us, said the source, confirming the bid was rejected outright. So it's coming from a West Ham source, but it's doing the rounds. Look, Kudus, a superb player, but is that the kind of player that we need at Chelsea Football Club? I'm not really sure about that. Cole Palmer's there. I get it now. Sanchez moved on. Maybe Sanchez could have played that position. Nkunku is going to move on. João Felix is going to move on. So you probably do need a bit of a backup for Cole Palmer. And someone like Kudus would potentially be fantastic. And he can play out wide as well. So, look, once again, watch this space. We have been interested with Kudus previously. We have. Before he joined West Ham, we were interested in Kudus. So, look, I don't mind, but I feel like the player, it can be a little bit erratic at times. I feel like he's not always fully focused. There's always a little bit of drama around him. But he's a quality player. No two ways about that. Mohammed Kudus is an absolutely quality player. So Chelsea made cash plus player offer for Mohammed Kudus. Player on the lists were Keenan Dewsbury Hall, Robert Sanchez, Kani Chukwuemeka, Tossin, and Trevor Chalobah. See, we are apparently happy with goalkeepers. Yeah, Robert Sanchez's name there. Look, all the other names, fair enough. Chalobah, I wish we didn't let go of Chalobah, but he finds himself always in the market. Chelsea look at him as a pure profit player and someone that we can utilize to do these type of business. Do you know what I mean? We buy a player, we give you a couple of players. Look, our US owners, and if you know, to all the US fans, I'm sure you do, in USA, the sports, they love trades. They absolutely thrive in trades. And, it's not a coincidence that we are taking that approach as well under this new ownership. Bluco Extra, this account is saying it doesn't make sense. Well, to be honest, it probably does. That type of player is probably needed with, as I said, Sancho, João Felix, and Nkunku all moving on. You do need someone who can play in those areas where Cole Palmer plays. And I can now see why Kudus might be an option. Look, it's not being talked about by any of the top journalists, so we'll still wait around and see what's going on. It's coming, majority of it is really, predominantly it's coming from the West Ham side of things. Ladies and gentlemen, let me know your thoughts about everything we spoke about, especially in regards to Liam Delap being announced and Mike Maignan's case. What's going on? What is actually going on? Would love to see what you guys have to say in the comment section. Smash up the like button if you're here for the first time. Subscribe. Hit the bell notification to stay in touch with all my content. Until next time. Take care. See ya.